Oh yeah,
What
Is that
up?
the music that means
it's the
big
music.
time?
And you know what? It's episode 20, y'all.
The dub, big dub.
We
Chocolate
celebrating the day.
gumbo.
Yes.
Do y'all
Yes.
see these shirts? If you want these shirts, like, comment, and subscribe. Say we want our damn chocolate gumbo shirt, and we'll figure a way to get it to you.
We sure will.
Because Miss Kendra is the lion, and she leads the way. RJ is a lion, and he saved the day. And I'm Big Keith, and I'm a Taurus, and I'm ready for whatever comes my way.
That part. Okay.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. You know how we do each and every episode of Chocolate Gumbo. We got to start it off like this, man. How was your weekend? You know what I'm saying? We want to know how was your weekend. Y'all make sure y'all comment, DM us. Let us know how was your weekend.
My weekend was amazing. Thanks be to all the comedy gods, everything that made all of the things possible for this weekend to go out with the success. Holla at my man Prince T Dub. Holla at my boy Mark Cannon. Holla at my boy Alex, the producer of the show, on the Laughing but Lord have mercy, Laughing but Serious comedy tour. They kicked off at Riddles a month ago, but now we just went to Detroit at the Punchline in Southfield, right outside of Detroit, Southfield, Michigan. We tore that place up. 5 sold out shows. We had to add a show. I headlined and got standing ovations. We took pictures. It was a movie. In all that traveling, I came back and got right back to it. Have a Monday night comedy show, Tuesday night comedy show, Wednesday night comedy show, and today I'm on Chocolate Gumbo. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Lord have mercy.
Kendra, how was your weekend?
I'm literally sitting here trying to see what I did. Let's see.
Go ahead, RJ. Go ahead.
You know what? You know what? My weekend was straight, man. You know, the same old hustle and bustle, you know, moving and grooving. You know what? We actually did a couple of things. I got prepared for my brother dropped his new album, man.
Oh yeah.
It's called Trappin' Blues, man. My brother Tommy B.
Tommy.
Shout out to Tommy B. He dropped us new project, Trappin' Blues. It's actually what it sounds like. It's trap music fused with blues music with an R&B soulful twist. So it's pretty dope, man. Shout out to my brother Tommy B as well. And I started my series, man. We do a monthly series started called Respect. We do that once a month, and we do it at the Wild Hare. It's a reggae club, a historical reggae club that's in Chicago. So if you from out of town, come to Wild Hare, check out Respect. This month we did Rick James,
the almighty one.
Show me your titties, Rick James.
Mary Jane.
We did Rick James. It was a fun time. It was a real fun time. But next month in April, this month, because we in April now. So we in April now, y'all. We made it through March. Sorry about that. But this month we're doing a tribute to the legendary hip hop star Lil Wayne. Come and check us out.
Weezy. Take you to the licky like a lollipop. You about to put some extra L's in there for you.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be Wednesday, April 26th. It's gonna be on a Wednesday, so check it out. You know, we do Beach Base and Brunch. We did that as well. Chemistry on Sundays. We did all that. Went through the whole hustle and bustle of the weekend. But Kendra, enough about me. How was your weekend? I'm pretty sure you know what you did by now.
Yeah, it was kind of filled with a lot of events, so I couldn't quite remember. But
social butterfly.
I was working outside of working. On Saturday, I went to see this traveling podcast. It was called the Tonight's Conversation with the guy. He's on social media, and he's always putting out little sayings about relationships and stuff like that. So they have been touring, and I got a chance to experience that on Saturday.
How was it?
With some of my girlfriends, and it was really pretty awesome. I could see us doing that one day, traveling, you know, out. What I realized is people really like to conversate, especially when you have conversations for them, and they like to tap in. And the day we live in today, people actually just want to be around a group of people in chat. So we can benefit from that at one point by going around and traveling and selling tickets and taking our podcast on the road. But I really enjoyed the conversation on Saturday, and I got a chance to get on the mic and ask a few questions. Are they going to put me on TV on the premiere when it comes out? I don't know. We'll see. But I was a part of the event that day. And then on Sunday, Oh, Just Niche.
Comedian
Tanisha.
Just Niche?
Yeah.
My sister Just Niche?
Yeah.
Watch out there now.
She had an event at Riddle, something different. She did a speed dating comedy show.
How did that work?
So I was like, I
How
want to
did it work?
go
How did
and
it work?
see how this is gonna be. And it was actually pretty entertaining. So
How did that work? How did the flow go?
that day she started off with an opening comedian.
Okay,
Then she
okay.
had her whole panel of
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen. I guess you pre-sign up, so it was a little bit more women than men. Maybe about 8 women, 6 men. She asked them questions, they answered the questions, and then at the end they got to choose if whoever choose whomever. And I believe she got 2 matches.
Did
When
you
you
get a
come
match?
in,
Did you get a match? Because I
let
heard
me
you
get
had.
to that.
Because some people text me and said, "Yeah, your girl from the podcast up here getting down." She done knocked 4 of these niggas down and going back for the film.
So when you walk in the door, they put you in a specific category according to what you tell them, not knowing that we would be a part of this speed date event. So at the end, if whomever didn't, match with anyone, the contestants had a opportunity to go into the audience and speak to whoever they wanted to speak to. So a few people came and chatted with me.
A few
people came and chatted with me. I got some information from somebody.
Got a little spicy up in there a little bit. Okay, cool.
And we'll see what happens. So then, and I was also asked to be on the next panel. So I'm like, if I'm still single by then, maybe,
you better wrap it up. You better wrap it up. Shit, you better wrap that thing on up. But yeah.
But no, that was my weekend, y'all. It was pretty entertaining.
That's what's up. That's
definitely what's up. You know what? You said something about your weekend that interested me when you talked about the traveling or the podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell us more about that as far as how did that work or what was that experience like being in a crowd interacting with somebody that's on their podcast?
Okay, so they had a panel of 5. They strategically set the audience. And what they did, the format was that the 5 of them just open conversation from specific topics. And then they also had some audience participation in the first category. So the first category, the topic was about sex. So they allowed I think 4 people come up and ask questions. I was one of the 4.
I was about to say you commented when they start talking about some sex. You like, well, you know what?
And so what they did was we asked our question, and then they responded and talked as a panelist in regards to what was being said. And then the next few questions after that, they all just kind of conversated.
Okay.
And then I believe they had some like entertaining acts in between a poet and somebody else doing whatever they were doing. And at the end, they had conversations and they had audience participation as well. And then we got up to kind of go back and forth with them. What I did notice though, that they could have had a little bit more the mic system could have been set up a little different, but it was still pretty awesome. And then when you decide to do something like that, you should have some type of crowd control in the audience, because sometimes the conversation people can really just want to say stuff.
Was y'all in the hood or y'all was in the suburbs?
We were in the suburb. No, we was in Rosemont.
Oh,
it was at the Marriott, like they rented out a conference center. But it was pretty dope. It was packed. It was full. It wasn't too big. It wasn't too small. It was nice. They had vendors. All of the people that's on the panelists, some of them wrote books. Some of them had like the tonight's conversation. He has these day cards and different cards, so he was selling that. So mainly the way they get paid is off of the merch.
Hold on, whatever like these T-shirts we have.
Like these T-shirts.
The main way they get paid is off of merchandise.
We definitely have some T-shirts coming up. Except for Miss Kendra's that got that together. We're gonna have
more than T-shirts, but this is the start. Yes. I might write a book, y'all.
Do the titties come with the T-shirt, or you gotta have your own? Okay, you know what? I'm sorry.
You gotta have your own to fill that shirt out. Okay.
All right. So, getting into our current topics, we have one that has a lot of layers to it. So let's get to it. Unfortunately, in America, a society driven by power and money, influence, and guns. Another hot button topic has been hit again and yet again and yet again and yet again. A couple weeks ago in St. Louis, there was a teenage school shooter. I think that was a more personal backstory. It wasn't just a random school shooting. It was something going on in that situation at the school, but the shooter eventually got caught or whatever. But there was a school shooting. Where was this at? It was in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm not going to say the person's name, but a person shot their way into a school, um, killing 6, injuring 9, I believe, and was taken down by police within 2 minutes. And it's just like certain things you keep reliving over and over again. We just got over the Uvalde shooting where all them kids was killed and the police were scared to go in. These police acted in time. From the time they got the call to the time they subdued the suspect was a reasonable amount of time to go in there brazen, not knowing what you're going to come across. And once again, we have the conversations and the questions and the not knowing where to attack these type of lone wolf, soft target, very cowardly killings of innocent people. Um, I don't believe that kids who any kid, I mean, if they're kids in third world countries, 12 years old, that you know what I'm saying, not with the Taliban, but they are trained to defend themselves. And these kids in America, my kids, everybody's kids from I guess they stopped raising kids like we was raised 78, 88, 98. So these kids 2008 and up are not raised to be tough and aware, and especially ones in the suburbs that are not in the inner cities, not Memphis or New Orleans or Chicago or New York or Baltimore or Philadelphia. These kids don't have no instincts when it comes to danger. They live in the suburb. They catch the bus to school. They go home to their room. They chilling. Which kids should have that level of innocence and honesty and pureness without always being constantly under attack. And for someone to correlate the fact that they went to that school to go back to that school and inflict violence on innocent people is definitely, I'm not going to say justice was served when the lady was taken down, but thankfully she was taken down before she can hurt more innocent people. There was not an open door left in this situation. Like Uvalde, they said was a side door left open, and the man ran in there and did all that. This lady shot into security doors, shot whoever was looking, tactically went up and down
Crazy.
hallways with a long rifle, intentionally trying to find someone to inflict pain and hurt on. And Kendra was telling me that she heard the interview where the girl was saying the ex friend or something was
Yeah, she was saying that she reached out to her on social media. Just I think they were teammates when they were in the school together, and she reached out to her and said basically like, "This is my last day. Like you may hear about on the news. I'm gonna die today." Like she didn't say what she was gonna do and how and where, but she reached out to her and told her that today she was gonna die. And this was the outcome of that conversation with her former classmate. It's just sad, that we have to worry about sending our kids to school these days and not knowing if they're going to make it home. So we just got to pray more. I don't know how to solve this issue with the gun violence and with things of this nature because it's consistently happening. And it's just like, what do you do? It's like everything that's happening in the world today that should not be. We should have a free space to be able to go to school and come back home. This is just insane.
and the first thing they want to say is she had mental health issues and she was withdrawn. People, check on people. Don't think that every person that's you consider weird or unorthodox or strange, don't think every person is capable of doing that, and don't rule out every person. I mean, people that act totally normal are capable of doing wildly crazy things like this modern day of I'm going to take a gun and I'm just going to go shoot people just because something in my brain flipped, switched, snapped, cracked. And it's not an excuse to kill innocent people that have done nothing to you.
But how do you fix that? Like mental health is
Is there a fix?
really,
Is there a fix
really,
with the mental health,
really
the mental health
growing.
pandemic and epidemic, plus epidemic of mental health, mental illnesses, and every layers of severe to soft, you know what I mean, to very little to a lot, and then mix that with the gun culture and availability to weapons of high impact velocity.
I'm gonna say this on my end of that. We have to. There's two different things. You said something earlier about the kids of kids are not raised thinking this, and unaware of, not thinking they need to protect themselves, and
Mhm.
that's the innocent of kids,
Mhm.
right? And in one way, I feel like, yeah, kids shouldn't even have to worry about that. That should be the life in the world that we pay for them.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
technically, it's not. So it makes us think: should be showing our kids certain stuff? Should they be in martial arts? Should they know how to shoot? Because there are kids in
Yes.
certain um ethnicities that's shooting at 10
At the gun range.
at the
Not so
gun
much
range
I've
now.
seen
ethnicities,
it
but
this
parents
past week.
parents are gun activists, and parents are gun enthusiasts, and parents want to make sure that their children understand. Okay, they're going to be interested in their guns. I'm going to teach you how to use it from the top to bottom. I'm going to teach you how to do this, and so you know how to do it. Hold on, there was a baby just got shot. A 2-year-old just got shot by his 5-year-old brother playing with a gun in somebody's apartment, and killed him.
Yeah,
And the
and then
parents were home.
also
The parents were home, and the baby
parents are
found a
home.
gun. Yep. And a little kid was left a gun on a bus last week. Left the gun on the school bus, and the other little kids told the bus driver that the boy had left the gun in the seat. So
And
this gun
also in
thing.
South Holland, a week or so ago, it was a shooting in the preschool or for aftercare. A
Yes,
kid
yes,
had a
yes,
gun in the back
yes,
in
yes.
his backpack, and
Mhm.
it fell on the floor and went off. Like
I don't
This is
know.
crazy.
I don't understand. It seemed like it's getting easier and easier for
access.
kids to get guns. And I'm grown. I'm 40 years old, and it shouldn't be that easy for kids and people to have access. It's something going on, and it's not just it's big. It's beyond the surface of what we looking. When we
Mhm.
looking
Yeah.
at, it's beyond just the parents
Mhm.
or the teenage kids
Mhm.
or the people that's doing.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, how the hell did you even get this gun?
I got
Yes.
something to tell you.
Safety, gun safety. These parents are buying guns and probably only getting a FOID and not going through the training of actually
There's no
protecting
telling.
it.
There's
Like
no telling.
But there's kids in the street with guns, with
that's
AKs and
true too.
military
That's
grade
true
guns.
too.
I'm saying, how are they getting these guns?
Yeah,
The number one
I don't
killer
know.
of kids under 13 is gun violence in America. The number one killer, not cancer, not heart disease, not car accidents, not TVs falling, not none of the other things that you would think would be the leading cause of killer of kids in America is gun violence.
This is sad.
Yeah, real talk.
Well,
It's sad, really.
we want to definitely send our condolences to the
Please,
parents and
please,
the families
family.
that was
Yes.
Yes.
affected by this senseless crime all the way around. We definitely have to put we have to increase our awareness and put more money in mental health. We having too many of these episodes, and I get it that mental health is not an excuse, but it's something because
I
it's
think
keep
it is an
happening.
excuse
It,
though.
it, it it's not an excuse because we not going to accept it as an excuse. We need to do something about mental health, and we really need to take mental health very seriously.
So
As
do
far
you
as putting
think,
more money, more programs,
yeah, should it be
more
in the
things.
school? Should it
It's
be
definitely should be. You should
like
be
they should
getting.
have a course called like a taught, you know how they teach any lesson. A part of a lesson should be about mental health.
You should.
Because
Awareness,
people
mental health awareness,
honestly like
mental health
it should be a
awareness.
part of any
Mental health
curriculum.
awareness would be a good place to start because you would have people not knowing if they were okay or not, and not just thinking this is the way they're normalizing
It
their
should
And
mental
I
even
don't
be
illness.
in the
think
workplace as
I
well.
don't think
Like
with mental health is something you can teach. I think mental health is a way of life.
No, mental health
no
awareness is something you could
awareness,
teach.
like
Mental
just
health
being
awareness,
aware of
If you're
reading the
down,
signs,
if
yeah,
you're
and
down,
yes,
if you're
knowing yourself.
depressed,
I
and
definitely agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. We definitely need to understand it because it's an ongoing journey from birth to death that
Yeah.
you have to always get checked on. And it's times just like physical health. It's times that you need a little extra help. You probably need to be trained. You probably need to work out your mental health or whatever, just like you need to work out your body. So I think we need to take that
Absolutely.
extremely serious going forward as a culture across the board worldwide
because
because we've seen a lot of this.
Too
and you
much.
know the history of the average black family don't even want to recognize it. They used to call it conniption fits when they used to probably be bipolar. You know what I mean? Remember conniption? The motherfuckers say they have a conniption fit. They mean they spazzing all the way out. They going. That probably was a bipolar episode. We never believed in. Oh, he's sick. He needs some help. And if he did get some sick, he needs some help. It's a negative connotation on it. It's he getting a check because he's stupid.
Why,
Like
but why when I'm not? I'm gonna just say it like this because it's chocolate gumbo. Why it seems like when certain people do certain stuff and like that, it's mental health. But then it's like, okay, it's not mental health when it's like black people or Latino people when they committing crimes, or we don't have mental health, we don't have mental
Yes,
issues.
It's
absolutely.
all
Yes,
across
we
the
do.
board.
It's all
Yeah.
across the
get
board. So it's same.
criminalized,
It's
yeah.
criminals are people that's probably dealing with mental health. Yeah, people that's bucking against the system or whatever. So we got to look more into that. What's causing you to do that? What's causing people to do this or rob or steal or fight or
What
kill?
causes a person to rampage into a Walmart,
Mm.
a grocery store, a office? It's been so many instances where these people are here are going about their regular day. They worried if they got tuna fish and chips for their lunch. Okay, they worried about if they're picking up their dry cleaning and going to choir rehearsal and cooking for the kids and lay down and go out this weekend. And you come in there fully military, geared up with the goggles on and the vest and 3 guns, and you shoot into somewhere where people ain't even thinking about violence. That right there is not mental illness.
I mean,
That's careful, concerted planning and effort to definitely do harm to people for no reason.
I'm
but
gonna say
it
That's
I believe
past
it's
mental
still
illness a little bit.
was
I mean,
we getting these mass shootings? I'm gonna say this before gun games.
Mass shootings.
I'm saying, was this like? Have you think about it, Keith? Like before games, like I know you grew up. We grew up playing games and stuff.
Duck
You
Hunt.
played
video
Duck
games?
Hunt. Started with Duck Hunt, and
Duck
then
Hunt.
007, and then
Yeah.
now you got
Third,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, all the Call of Duties.
Before I'm saying before that culture started, I seen a rise in mass shootings.
Super
that
Soaker.
people,
The
yeah.
Super Soaker. They said the Super Soaker was one of the main reasons. Back then, it looks like an assault rifle. It don't look like a water gun. It don't look like a backpack with a string and it looks like, you know what I mean? You even loaded like it holds like an assault rifle back then. So I don't know, bro. I don't. It's so many. That's what I said. This segment started, it's so many levels and layers to this that we just gonna have to get more facts, more research. Probably have somebody come in that's a professional and video in, and we ask them questions to help and enlighten us. Chocolate Gumbo is evolving, baby. We 20 episodes in, trying to get to 20,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Maybe that's a great idea. We can have someone to come in and sit and talk about mental health, awareness, and whatever. Health, like when we talked about health last week, we can have a doctor, on to give some
definitely have them call in
or
chat,
sit in or whatever.
Yeah.
And that is what they did the weekend. I forgot they had different people depending on what they were talking about. They had a therapist up there to speak.
So you met a therapist and a doctor at the just niche. Oh, okay. So okay.
No, not
okay.
there. I'm
So
speaking on Saturday.
he was checking your temperature. Okay.
I'm talking about the traveling podcast.
Looking at
Anyways.
Next topic.
You know what? All right, man. You know what? This we let's get into this gumbo, man. Let's get into this gumbo.
Let's go there.
We left off last week. And this is episode 20 because we got to pick up the energy. This is episode 20.
20.
Yes.
We are celebrating.
Can we just clap?
Yes, sir.
We're celebrating 20.
Yes.
20.
Hey, y'all, we in it. Okay. We dedicated.
We've been
to
putting
this
our
night.
heart and soul behind the scenes. I don't know if you guys have been watching since the first episode, but every episode we're getting better. Every episode we evolve, and every episode Kendra's getting a little finer and finer.
Why, thank you.
And then we're gonna do, and on 50, the next milestone is episode 50, and
So
then
we
after
gonna
that is
25,
100.
20. Okay,
No,
you're
not
right.
25. That's too
Whatever.
slow. It'll be from 20 to 50.
We should have waited to
Right.
25 then.
See, that's the two.
And when you get to that 2-0, it was
I'm
just
dealing
something
with a
about
Leo.
it.
You
and a
get
Taurus,
a
and I'm a Leo.
one coin to get you 25. You need 2 coins to get 20.
All of this fire
Well,
around me.
we celebrating 20. And we're gonna celebrate 50, and then we're gonna
Then
celebrate
100.
within 100, right?
Thanks.
Can we
Thanks
agree?
a lot.
Can we agree on the next ones
We
going up?
don't even have a choice now. We already celebrate. We got t-shirts and my nipples are out. Let's move to the next topic.
All right, this is the gumbo. It's gumbo time, y'all.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
the gumbo, man, the cliffhanger we left off on last week was, what is your stress reliever? A lot of people don't want to talk about that. Some people
Sex.
do.
Mm,
Sex.
that shouldn't be a stress.
Sex.
Well, I mean,
Sex is the ultimate stress reliever. That's why I
so that
always
mean
say
you a sex addict, like
maybe I snorted off the woo. Give me another one, please. Bend over, give me another. Woo, that was good. No, That's why I always tell ladies to be careful with your man, because some men operate in the space where you can't be his stress and his satisfaction. And I know a lot of ladies like to make your man mad, make your man mad, and surprise him with romance and kiss him down and love him down. But a lot of times the irritation energy carries over into the sexual energy, and a lot of times makeup sex isn't the best sex because you get used to being all the way pissed off, and the only thing bringing that down is sex. When I got to the point to where if I'm irritated with you fully, sex isn't even on my mind. Sex is me connecting you with my satisfaction, because I've had to separate the stress from the satisfaction. So you're relating to the stress and not the satisfaction. So we got into a stressful situation, and now you can't salve it with sex. You can't make it better with kissing on me and loving on me, because I'm you got to know who you with. You got to know that once I get pissed off, I'm not connecting you with my peace and happiness. I have had to separate that from you. So stress is relieved with sex, but also relieved with self-worth. Stress is also relieved with honesty. Sex is also relieved. I mean, sex is also relieved. Stress is also relieved with
See, that's the sex addiction.
marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Like certain
I don't
things,
know about you.
or peace. Stress is relieved with peace and prayer and meditation and manifestation. Stress is my stress can be relieved in so many different ways, but I don't always want ladies to think just because I say sex is a stress reliever. Once you connect yourself to that stress, the sex is going to be affected. So you have to be careful with that. But yes, sex, stress relievers are very much a part of how you consider yourself to be at peace or happiness. Like you gotta know what stress is, and you gotta know with each stress matches up with each stress. Like you can't just be okay. You lose someone, you lose a loved one, or you lose a job, or you got a lot to do at work. And you know what I'm saying? Some people relate all of that stress to one thing, and some people don't. Like I don't relate one stress to the other. Like if I'm really stressed out at work, the only thing that can relieve that stress is to decompress after work, like not talk to nobody. Like I tell you, I've been talking all day long. When I first leave work, I just need to don't talk, don't think, just drive, because my brain is still moving and I have to recharge with how I feel. Nothing can take that away. I can't go to the bar. I can't go like I have to just decompress my brain so it won't be so conflicted with what I was going on. So it depends on how you deal with stress. How you deal with stress and what takes away your stress is kind of, you know what I mean? It's person to person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, stress reliever.
Sex.
I mean, everybody loves sex,
But is it your stress reliever though?
but
Is
that
it
is not a go-to stress reliever of mine.
wah
But
wah
however, it
wah?
is a stress reliever. So like he said, I do agree with you saying you match like certain stresses with certain stress
Mhm.
relievers. So I do notice that when I'm stressed, sometimes I can just
You get a back massage and be
uh,
okay.
you
Okay,
know that
my bad.
he
I'm
just
tripping.
trying to put all this stuff on me. Like, let me tell you what my no. But no, of course, like, but no, seriously, for my own self, like if I'm in a stressful mood, sometimes I don't even realize that I'm stressed until I realize that I'm stressed. And I know that if I'm delayed on anything that I'm supposed to do or can't push myself to do it. And then that I'm telling myself, like, what's wrong with you? Like, you stress. So sometimes jumping up, going to the gym, I immediately like
Did
that
you?
something about working out.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing a lot of that lately because I've been in this energy of needing relief. And I noticed that when I go to the gym, I'm always feeling good while working out and
Mm-hmm.
when I leave, and my mind is clearer and I'm
It's
able
blood flow.
to
It's blood flow.
move and push myself to do whatever it is that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if sometimes I do want to have sex, like, but
Sometimes,
I don't
sometimes, only
I
sometimes.
when I'm stressed,
I'm
like it
about to say,
depends
I
on the
can't wait to
stress,
sometimes.
like
I need that thing a lot. I
but
don't know.
you just don't jump and have sex with anyone, so
Oh,
that's
I'm
not an
just anyone.
option.
Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it,
Excuse
ladies. I'm on the
me.
market, ladies. I'm on the market. Don't even worry about it. We good. Sugar Mamas inbox me, sugarmamas.com for Big Keith. I got you. No, go
So
ahead.
also and I've also noticed that I would lay in the bed and just start praying and meditating, lighting candles and sitting in the tub and just literally decompressing whatever it is that I may be stressed about.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on my stress level, if I'm super overwhelmingly stressed, I can't. It's just I have to do the prayer, do the soaking in the tub, do the lighting of the candle. But if I am lightweight stressing or just need a reliever, I've been probably drinking a little more than I should. Like so I go towards I lean towards alcohol as well as a stress reliever or something to free my mind and or put me to sleep. Because when I'm stressing, my brain is on overload. And when my brain is on overload, I can't sleep. So if I can't sleep, and I'd be like, well, let me have me a drink liquor, I go straight to sleep. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do. But I literally try to gear towards the working out mainly and the music. Oh, I forgot about music. Like I listen to music more than I watch TV. Okay. I do not have to turn TV on. I could sit in quiet and music and be good. Like, so music is definitely one. I'm gonna put music number one. Like I will blast music all the time and just chill out and be having a drink and dancing and by myself.
That's old school right there.
Doing karaoke in the house by myself, singing by myself.
Cleaning up Saturday mornings.
That is the number one thing that I do. And then after that, it'll be maybe having a drink, working out, and doing all the other candlelight and stuff. What about you? What's your stress relief?
My wife. Say it. You better say it, sir. Before you get this podcast, shut the fuck down.
Nah. I would have to say weed. Sometimes
marijuana,
Yeah.
cannabis.
That's not one of yours.
Don't worry. Don't ask me about my
It's
questions.
one of mine. It's one of mine. That and I kind of like to get away from my stress. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean?
I don't like to sit in it.
Yes.
What does that
I
mean?
run from it.
I don't necessarily not run from it, but I'm a problem solver. So I gotta attack it and solve it so I could get it over with.
So you did.
That
You
might be a
dissect
Leo
it.
trait.
You dissect it. You attack it head on, but you
try to attack it head on.
You
to
take
get
it
over.
apart so you don't have to deal with it all at once.
Yeah.
Right. But
Okay,
certain
okay.
situations you can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Like,
You can't.
you can't get the answer or the results we want when the time you want it. So you have to some kind of deal with it. But I don't like dwelling in stress. So I gotta
Agree with that.
my stress reliever. I just gotta get around positive energy. I like outside. I like to see when I'm stressed, if I could go outside, the weather nice, if I can get fresh air.
Or buy some water.
Yeah, especially buy water, do something fun.
Yeah.
I like that. Sometimes just getting around fresh energy. Sometimes you can be in an attitude mode, and people that's in relationships, you already know how that is. It's just about being an attitude, like you and your partner could, necessarily does not see eye to eye. And it's kind of, you could feel like a strain when y'all by each other. But sometimes you just need a few hours. That person probably need time to decompress. They might be mad and needs a little time, and you might be mad and need a little time. But if y'all have a little separation, y'all can kind of gather your thoughts. You can get your energy kind of recharged, and you
come back to the
come back
situation
to the
differently.
situation differently, right?
Yeah.
But you definitely need that time away. So I would say weed. You know what I'm saying? Of course. I mean, some people say food.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, some
big
people
one.
do.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Yeah, that's a huge one. Because
one.
it's comforting. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, man, let me go ahead.
I stress eat.
I
eat.
don't.
A lot of people.
If I'm stressed, I don't eat. Like I haven't really been eating.
I compulsively stress eat. Like I would just have a craving for something I don't. And I forgot one, RJ. Lake Michigan. Shout out to all the people who are blessed with
I love it.
sea lions and coastal lines. Lake Michigan back in the day for me when I was a kid, before weed, before stress, before sex and weed became, a go-to. When I was 6, 17, 18, had my car, I would go to Lake Michigan and just sit on the water and just sit and breathe. Back in the day when you just didn't get shot at for no reason, of course. But in the 90s, you used to find me a spot on the lake on 99th Street or the lake downtown, and would just sit on rec and just sit there and just be thankful that I was a part of now. You know what I mean? You lose so much in the moment that you just forget to be thankful for right now. You know what I mean? Right now isn't precious. Not right now is important. So you always have to make sure that you're thankful for right now. And I think that is one of my biggest stress relievers, is being thankful. Finding a reason, no matter how pissed you are, no matter what you're mad about, no matter what you're sad about, no matter what you're depressed about, find more reasons to be thankful. And whatever God you believe in, if you believe in whatever, thank them, the energies from wherever you get your energies from, that you have these opportunities to be what you are, that these things that you went through led you to what you are. These things that are stretching you out are making you better as well, type of thing.
Those are only two you
You
have.
know what? Yeah, another one is a stress reliever for me is working on goals.
Yes, yes.
Like
Getting focused, getting back
crossing
focused.
something out that I that's on my list to do or goal to do. It's a motivating factor. It's a self fulfilling.
Accomplishments, getting things
It's
completed.
something like it's something that's necessary in every human to feel like you're fulfilling yourself. Because sometimes we look at our kids, our you know what I'm saying, you, like your spouse, your parents, your friends to kind of fulfill you, or you fulfill I fulfilled them. So they supposed now sometimes it's you need that for yourself. And I know that that helps me. That's a stress reliever when I know that I can buckle down and be like, you know what? I want to do this. I can't control all this stuff outside of me that got me stressful, but let me control the things that I can, and that can kind of help.
I got three more. I've heard people say shopping, retail therapy, shopping.
Some people do.
Retail
Some people do run
therapy,
the
baby.
shopping. I do that
Retail
too.
therapy.
Literally at the
Bracelets, sweaters, shoes.
Just buy stuff because
Man,
you
just to
just
go
in the mood.
because you know we got real sneakerheads out here that know what shoes you got on and
both
the
of my brothers are
year.
sneakerheads.
Like real talk
Yes.
and cigars.
Sneakers. Amazon is the devil. Because it's just looking on your phone, you bored and pissed off and shit. That's when
Yeah.
the phone internet shopping is real.
But your social media platforms be getting you because they know what you, and then when you
Because
see
you
it,
looking at
click,
it all day, it's just going to
clickbait.
It's listening to you. It's
and then you
listening to
click, and then you be like, for me, oh my God, that's so pretty. And I'm like, next you know, it's 50 items in the car.
One of my exes was OCD.
Dang.
One of my exes was OCD, and cleaning was her stress reliever.
Oh, I can see
Top
that.
to bottom.
I can see that too.
Pissed off, mad, sad. Just start picking up and cleaning until she, like you said, gather. That helps her gather the thoughts and put everything.
You was pissing off on purpose some days. Huh?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
you take out the goddamn garbage. God damn it! And just start cleaning up.
But
now the house is clean.
See, that's what he did.
I was in a different situation. We'll talk about that later. But we was in a different situation. We was in a big family house. Like it was a lot of people, a lot of moving parts in this particular house, and I just wasn't for a certain type of aspect of that, and we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
And the last one big one that I know of, especially with a lot of guys, is your car. If you got an old school or a sports car or something that you're working on, that gives you your solace. That gives you a place where stress can't reach me. You know what I mean? Because the car is a pure thing. The car is parts and pieces and tunes. You know what I'm saying? And then you get out and you burn the tires and you do your car sound. You got the pipes on it. You got sounds, or you got rims, or it's just a classic. Like it's so many ways to find ways to relieve stress, to find yourself, to get back to you. People take trips. Hold on.
I was
People
just you just taking all ideas.
Go ahead, my bad.
Literally
because I'm not a trip taker, but you are. Go ahead.
Listen.
What does a trip do? What does a trip do for you?
I mean, I don't know what planet he living on, but I just booked the flight last minute. I'm going to New Orleans at the end of April, and I decided during a stressful moment,
stress
level. For real.
What does a trip do?
Man, it does everything.
Yeah,
it gets you away. My mama, when my mama passed, and I already had a trip booked to California for my first time ever.
We be on the same page.
So it already but what's funny is I had this trip booked, but prior to that happening. And I was talking to my mom about it while she was in the hospital, because she was like, hey, you need to see your cousin such and such down there. We talking about it, everything. Unfortunately, she passed. We had a funeral, and the funeral was the day before my flight.
Wow.
And the burial was a day before my flight that was a Saturday. My flight was for that Sunday. So that was like devastating. But when I got up that morning, I caught that flight, man, to LA. It was freezing cold here, man. I got off the plane. It was sunshine. And for that week that I was there, dude, I needed that more than anything.
Yes.
It was just those me by myself.
The water, the people, just moving. Like, the air, like vacation. So for real, like when my mama was in the hospital, me and my sister had a trip booked to Cabo, Mexico. And we was gonna cancel the trip, but we couldn't do anything. Like it was COVID, like we could not go to the hospital. And I'm very optimistic, so I just like always trying to stay positive. I never think the worst of anything, and I'm like, she's going to be okay. we gonna still take this trip. We gonna pray. We gonna do. And we went to Cabo, sailing on the river. I mean, on the Pacific Ocean,
Mhm.
on the ocean, just enjoying the trip.
Mhm.
Water. It's serenity.
Mhm.
It's serenity. It's getting you away from your normal habitat in a whole different environment to try to gain peace. You know what I mean? And just perspectives on things. And I got a chance to FaceTime my mom while we were there and talk with her. And unfortunately, literally the day I landed back, she passed away. My sister was still there because she didn't leave into the next day. But just to say that is definitely a stress reliever because it helps you take your mind away from your regular life.
Oh, hold on now. I took a cruise before. I was on a cruise and I was seeing the water and I was chilling. Then I got into a fucking argument with the motherfucker I was on a goddamn cruise with and sat on the goddamn Lido deck for 10 hours.
Don't
Mad.
let that
if you're on that cruise by yourself, you can't get no argument.
But I sure get a sexual assault case. It's no win situation.
You get that with some people.
Lord have mercy. I probably took about 6 trips that year my mama passed, literally.
And new hobbies. Hold on.
6.
New hobbies. People pick up new hobbies like boxing or knitting or, you know what I mean?
Playing an instrument or something.
Yeah, people pick up hobbies and that's their way to release. It's not about it's not about if you're going to get stressed out or not. It's how you manage your stress, people. Are you evaluating your feelings and know how you feel and are able to deal with that? And how do you deal with that?
And you know what? Now I'm sitting here thinking we spoke about mental health earlier, and this is kind of some outlets where you want to allow
Chocolate Gumbo podcast, baby.
Yeah,
stress reliever.
It's a stress. This is definitely one. I love coming and conversating in this environment, and it takes my mind away from whatever I got to do outside of here. So and you know what I'm saying, like when you think about everything that we're saying are typical stress relievers or potential stress relievers, that you can kind of get a grip of your mental health if you use some of these stress relievers. Because sometimes if you allow yourself to sit and wallow in whatever stress you're feeling, then you become depressed, and then you become like you just want to stay in the corner and just have everybody leaving you alone, and then now your mind done got so lost and so deep into whatever it is that you feel like is attacking you, that all of a sudden then your mind just you go blank, or you go hit some type of way in your mind where you just feel like, okay, listen, I'm just ready to leave this earth. Like I'm about to take myself out of here. And I want to take somebody, whatever leads these people mentally to get that deep. But if you took the time and figured out what your stress reliever is and tapped into that, whatever it is, if it's taking a walk along the water, whatever, to relieve that stress, I promise you'll be better. Don't sit in it. Do not sit in it.
Definitely don't sit in it, man. You know what?
No. It is.
What you got to say?
It's time.
Damn it, Keith.
That's crazy. We just started.
All right, hold on. Before we get off,
episode 20, baby.
It's 20. Before we get off, we gotta ask this question. We gotta leave y'all with this one. We're just gonna get right into it, but Keith cut us off like he always do. Do you think age limits are there age limits on certain things that you can do in life? Do you think there's a limit? Do age limit what you can do in life?
Does what age you are limit what you can do in life or in America?
In life, period. That's a good question.
I think it depends. I think yes. I think yes. It depends on where you are. Like it depends on where you are.
If we give it answers right now, we're gonna talk about it, or we're gonna talk about it later. What we doing?
We're gonna have to talk about it. We're gonna have to talk about it later because we can't do it. I'm sorry.
I'll let y'all know next time.
I say yes.
What my answer is. I gotta elaborate on that.
Keith say yes. Y'all remember that Keith said yes, y'all. Listen, this has been episode 20.
Episode 20.
We truly appreciate y'all.
Comment, share, subscribe.
Let us know what y'all stress relievers
with
are.
Your old or young asses.
And leave some comments to let us know what y'all want to hear us talk about too. Okay, we're gonna bring some business y'all way.
Somebody
say
how tight her shirt is. Somebody tell me how tight her shirt is. Rate 1 to 10 how tight that shirt is.
It's only tight in the
that is an extra T. That is a 3T.
Anyways.
Anyways,
until next time, y'all. Follow us, subscribe,
Chocolate Gumbo.
Share,
thank you. We're here for you, baby.
Hey.
Subscribe, comment, and share
And
Follow
don't
on
forget to
Instagram
like
and
us.
Facebook, Chocolate Gumbo, the podcast.
We need 100 subscribers.
We need
Come
a
on,
hunt
y'all.
show.
We
Come on
almost
now.
there. I think we at like 93.
I mean, geez, come on.
Come on with it, y'all. Share us.
Get us that. We'll be there next week. See y'all.
You'll get you a t-shirt, maybe. The titties that come with it.